Now when it comes to Brad Stevens, and this has to do with the winning category that I said before. Brad Stevens is an amazing and very, very underrated coach. And I can make a video about him all day long, but I'm going to talk about how his ability to coach is going to translate to Kyrie Irving's MVP case. Now, the thing about it, because Brad Stevens is not a number one name coach or like a big time name coach like the Popovich of the world, the D'Antoni is like a really, really known coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's just not known. He's not one of those A-list coaches that you would really go for. And that helps Kyrie Irving's MVP case because what it's going to do now is going to show more of the reason saying, oh, look at Kyrie Irving. He had to handle this whole entire new system and look what he did. You know, it's going to become that factor. Yes, I understand that he could still win possibly Coach of the Year, which I do think he has a very strong case for. But at the end of the day, you don't have Gordon Hayward, right? And Al Horford is always in and out with injuries. He's out right now. And then you, in fact, have Kyrie Irving, who's leading a bunch of young players to if possible, a 60-plus win record. Tell me if that's not super impressive. Even if your coach is amazing, you still have Kyrie Irving as your best player. Many people who doubted Kyrie Irving cannot lead a team, yet he has the team with the best record in the NBA. Come on. And all this is going to play into the storyline objective. His storyline might be the best in the NBA, if not second. The reason why I say that because you can in fact have Carmelo Anthony's storyline or Chris Paul's storyline, but you know what, fuck it. We're going to have Kyrie Irving's storyline be number one because when Kyrie Irving left LeBron, that was probably the biggest offseason switch of the whole entire offseason last year, in my opinion. You know, other people can say Paul George or whatnot, but Kyrie Irving had the least likelihood to leave. No one thought that. Everyone was I was even blinded when that happened. I'm like, why you want to leave LeBron James? It makes no sense. And everyone was like, Kyrie Irving can't do it by himself. Kyrie Irving's going to struggle. Kyrie Irving doesn't make his teammates better. Kyrie Irving this, Kyrie Irving that. We heard it time in and time out that Kyrie Irving can't do these things. And what does Kyrie Irving do? Lead them to a 12-2 record on a 12-game win streak. Come on. Without Gordon Hayward. And in the game that he lost against the Cavaliers, obviously they were going to lose that game because you're so traumatized. And then they lost the game after that because of the hangover effect that you just lost one of your teammates. And then after that, they have been on a 12-game win streak. So right now, if Gordon Hayward didn't get injured that game, they could be potentially 14-0. However, that might not have helped his MVP case, but they could potentially be 14-0 right now, having one of the best starts of all time. Almost a start that they would have on pace to have the Golden State Warriors start when they went like 33-1 or some crazy shit like that. It was intense. It was insane. However, though, this might be one of the best stories. And if we talk about a different story that happened, like if you guys want an example of another storyline or another guy who had the story to an MVP, take a look at Russell Westbrook. Kevin Durant left him. He wins MVP, averages a triple-double that hasn't been seen in 40-plus years. Or if we take another story, you can look at Steve Nash, who took a subpar Phoenix Suns team to a 50-plus win record. I bet you can't even name 3 players on that Sun team before Steve Nash got there. Or if we look at the next year with Steve Nash, who didn't even have Amar'e Stoudemire on that team, just a bunch of role players, still led into one of the best records in the Western Conference, the West with the Lakers, the Spurs, Orlando with, man, just come on. That's why I was a big advocate on saying why was Steve Nash win the MVP. But when I dig deeper, guys, like the facts are there and the stats and everything is right there. You just gotta find it. And I understand that a lot of people are gonna go back and bash me or do this or that, but it's really debate because you can have James Harden winning the MVP. And I'll be fine with that. Even Giannis, you know, it's a debate. That's why I even put this title of the video saying, can or could Kyrie Irving win the MVP award? Like, how likely is it? I'm not saying he can or that he will. I'm just saying, does he have a chance? And I really do think Kyrie Irving does have a chance. I feel like all he needs to do right now is just bring his stats up a little more, and he has one of the clearest cases to win the MVP award. And this one point that I wanted to wait until the end is about the Rockets, because I'm going to make a video about the Rockets as well. I don't feel like when Chris Paul comes back, that might ruin the Rockets in a certain way. Now, I don't want to go deep into this theory. I just feel like when Chris Paul goes to the Rockets, the ball movement is gonna be much different, and they're gonna have to adapt to that. Now, I understand that they did win the game when Chris Paul was there. I understand that. Fair point. But Eric Gordon is playing his mind out, and you can't have Eric Gordon starting in the starting lineup because Eric Gordon can't play a three. He's too small. He's a 6'4" point guard or a 6'5" shooting guard. My bad. A 6'5" shooting guard. You can't put him as a small forward. You get killed. So now you have Eric Gordon coming off the bench again, and does Eric Gordon really like that? You know what I'm saying? That's one reason why I didn't really pick Harden over Kyrie. Yes, Harden is a better player than Kyrie Irving. Don't get me wrong, but not always the best player wins the MVP award. Now, there you guys have it. Those are my reasons why I think Kyrie Irving can or could be the MVP of our league. If you think I'm wrong, tell me why in the comments down below. I'm really interested in what everyone has to say about this video and this topic. And if you like basketball videos, subscribe, enjoy, and we out. We're going to keep grinding and have a blessed day. We out.